hi again. So today I know I usually give you guys lots of travel advice and tips and stuff like that, but today I wanted to do something a little different and I think it's gonna be fun. And I am going to talk about poop. I know, it's gross, but like I think this is so, I don't even know why I had the desire to share this story with you guys, but I just did. So when you work on boats, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and there's a lot of poo problems that happen. And so I have a lot of poo stories from my time on boats, and so I wanted to tell this one story. It's really bad. I have quite a few. I'll share this one, and if this one does well, then I will share some other ones. So here is my story about the poo-cano, as I like to call it. And before we get into the story, just make sure you go ahead and like this video, give it a thumbs up, even if you don't like poo, and make sure to click subscribe, even if you don't like poo, but you like my stories and you like to support me. Thank you very much. Also, if you have any fun shit talk, haha, pun intended, yes, from RVs or boating or anything, please share in the comments down below. I love to empathize with other people with poo-poo stories. So let's get into it. Okay, so the year was 2015? I think it was 2015. I hadn't just graduated from uni, but I had graduated from uni relatively recently. So I graduated from UF in 2013. No, 2017. Yeah, okay, so it had to have been 2018 probably then, 'cause I was out of uni. Okay, so 2018, that sounds right, okay. It wasn't very long ago. And I was working for my parents and I had just graduated from uni, right? Just to set the scene. So I'm probably, 22? And one of my favorite coworkers, Courtney, was working with me, and we had a relatively new captain on board and then another old-time crew member on board. So it was the three of us and the captain. And every week, twice a week actually, we have to go and take this long hose and take it from the dock, stick it down below into what is called a holding tank, which is what you think it is. It holds things. And in this case, this holding tank holds poo, and pee and toilet paper and all that good stuff that goes into toilets. We would stick the hose down there and you have to pump, it suction cups it out. It's really gross. You get used to it after a while. I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm just yeah, whatever. Eating a Snickers as I do it. Just kidding, that's disgusting. I don't do that. But you get the point. You just sort of get used to it. It's a dirty job. You do it once or twice a week. It's horrible and gross and but it's part of the job. We tell everybody you will have to do this. It is part of it. So, we have two holding tanks on board and they're both about the same size, but we only use the one. We never let the other one, it never ever go, the pipes never flow to the other one because we want to have that one as a backup in case something happens. You never know. So that's the backup tank, and then we have this one. But what I didn't know is that our last captain hadn't been doing that. So he had been switching what's called a Y valve back and forth and would let one tank get full, switch it, let the other tank get almost full, and then would pump them out. So would pump one out, pump the other one out, but they would be switched back and forth. And these tanks sort of have a very small overflow, probably a hole this big that liquids can pass through, but no solids, right? So they can kind of backflow back and forth. So if one got really full, it would automatically start putting into the other one, right? Okay, that's a little bit of backstory on this. So we had finished up work one night. It wasn't pump out day. That's what we call the day that we have to pump out the poo-poo tanks. It wasn't pump out day. We were cleaning up, doing our thing, all about ready to go home. We were gonna head to the bar. It was gonna be a great time. We're all just chilling, and I walked down below, and we have these wood planks. On boats, you have wood planks. A lot of boats that go over the bilges, floor paneling, and then you can pull them up and you can stick things down below and then put the floor back on. Very simple, most boats, it's not super yachting. It's very, very simple process. It's just joint and fit. And so I tripped over one of these joints. It was sticking up probably about that much from the floor, right? I was that's weird. And so I like tried to push it down. I was like, is this caught on something? And we like tried to move it. And then, so then I was like, Courtney, come here, help me lift this. So then we lifted up the floor and we looked around and we're like, there's nothing stuck. And then I was like, this tank looks really dark. I was like, this tank looks weird. And it was like kind of like bulging at the top. Yes. And I was like, what is going on? And so we like looked at it and we like put, Courtney's like watching me like mortified. And so I like put like my foot, just like the slightest bit of pressure onto this tank, and like out of the seams of like the lid, just like is a trickle of liquid. So I'm like, oh, fudge. Like, this is not good. I was like, get all of the crappy towels that we have on board and bring them here now. I was like, and also get like 8 pairs of gloves at least for each of us. And I don't know if it was the captain or the other crew member was like, can't we just deal with this tomorrow? I was like, absolutely not. Like, we cannot deal with this tomorrow in the 95-degree Florida heat. We're gonna deal with it now where it's a little bit cooler and just take care of it, right? It's so gross. So Courtney and I don't know why the 2 girls are the ones doing this. The boys are like, oh my God, they're like freaking out. So Courtney and I like get these towels and wrap them around the opening, the valve, and I put on 2 pairs of gloves, like big, thick gloves, right? Like I put on rubber glove, like latex gloves, and then like rubber dishwashing gloves. And I slowly, just like as slowly as I can, just try and turn this thing. And as I do stuff, you just hear like a release of pressure and just the floodgates open. And Courtney's like screaming. It's not going up in the air, but it is like going out. And it probably did this for about like 3 minutes straight, just liquid like floating to the side, and we're like screaming because what else do you do? And so like the boys are like throwing more towels at us. We're trying to like mop it all up, and I'm like, somebody get me a trash bag. So Matthew goes and gets me a trash bag, and we like throw all this in there, and we're like still getting it. So eventually the like floodgates stop. I mean, it's still full to the brim. Do not get me wrong. Like, it is like as full as it can go. But it's not like overflowing anymore. So we then are like, whoa, what has happened? Because we've been pumping out the other one, but we didn't realize that the Y valve had been set to this tank. So everything had been going in the other tank, but all the liquid was coming through to the one we had been pumping out, meaning that this tank was full of just solids and paper products. Yes, no liquid, just solids. So we got the pump out hose, brought it down below, started sucking, and then, well, it got too solid. So we had to add water from a water hose. It took us like 3 hours to pump it all out. It was like pretty straight up traumatizing. I went home and threw the clothes that I was wearing away. Like shoes, pants, shirt, like everything I was wearing just went straight into the trash, except for my belt, because I was like, well, belts are expensive. But everything else, like literally straight into the trash. And I walked straight to, I didn't even say hello to my parents. I was living with my parents at the time. I didn't even say hello to my parents or my little brother. I walked straight into the shower and was like, do not speak to me. And then I toweled off. I took a very long shower. And then I toweled off and went back and went straight into bed and did not speak to anyone, because I was like, I am so over this. So that is my poo-cano story. It's not that exciting, I know, but it is pretty disgusting. I have quite a few more. If you guys like them, I have so many. I have like, this is not related to boats, but one time my dad was like messing with the holding tank on our RV, and we were all inside. I was probably like 10, and we just heard ranting, cussing. I don't even know what. It was like the devil had possessed him. We like all went outside. Well, we tried to go outside. We opened the door and my dad is just covered, like head to toe in excrement. And there's literally like toilet paper hanging from his glasses. And we're all like, trying so hard not to laugh, but it was so funny. We just like, oh, I felt so bad, but I also could not stop laughing. So anyways, that is all the poo stories you guys are gonna get for today. Thank you so much for listening in. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of insight into boating life, and I look forward to getting another video to you guys soon. Bye-bye.